Hi guys, April here, owner of Fur Kids Boutique, and welcome back. So today I am at my store and I'm barely gonna just start caking my face. So wanted to catch you guys up on a few things. I know I've been MIA. I had to take a leave of absence here at my store for about 2 weeks and a half. And then right before that happened, someone was trying, wait for the sirens to pass. So I was debating whether or not I wanted to talk about these things because I just really believe in when something negative happens, I don't like repeating it and putting it out into the universe again. It happened, move on, and that's it, right? But a lot of you guys did start noticing some things, and when you guys were actually coming to my store, you guys were like, hey, I noticed you haven't posted so-and-so, and I noticed you've been closed and you haven't really been posting. Sorry guys, I haven't done my makeup in like more than a month, and this hermit life, I can't do it. And so I decided, you know what, you guys, I've always been very honest with you guys and very truthful, so good. Very truthful with you guys. So here we go. And I'm not gonna name any names. I'm not gonna say who it was, who did it, none of that. There are gonna be made up names. Okay, so where do I even start? Okay, so you guys know I had surgery, but before that had even happened, your girl was going through it. Okay, so there was a person who was a customer, and rule number 1, business 101. I guess this is my fault. Be careful who you tell people, like who you tell your things to and who you let into your life. I'll just say that. I'm gonna be honest, I have maybe like 4 friends, and I'm okay with that. I have really bad anxiety, so even just trying to meet people and I just can't. Like, I know you guys are like, but how? Yeah, trust me, I don't know how it works. I love being on camera. I've been interviewed like 6 times already, and that I'm okay with. But when it comes to like trying to befriend people, anyways, so I had this person that was a customer, and we had a falling out, and I noticed these things didn't start to occur until I had that fallout. And I'm just, kind of maybe assuming at this point, but a woman's intuition is never wrong. And so anyways, so we had a falling out over, I don't even know if I should say over what, because I had to block this person on everything. You know what? Screw it. This person decided to bad mouth my sister, and I was just like, you don't go there, right? I mean, I think anyone would be like, if you're gonna bad mouth my family to my face, those are fighting words. But I just bit my tongue, and I was like, not even gonna get into it, kind of brushed it off, right? And then I just started noticing that this person almost felt like they had something against my siblings. And I'm like, so I have a brother and a sister. I'm the oldest, but I'm more sensitive and more closer to my sister because of her disability, in a sense of like, I'm gonna be there for her, and if anyone says anything ill about my sister, dude, I don't want to get into it. Anyways, yeah, I noticed that this person kept saying things about my sister, and I'm just like, brought it up, and I was like, hey, is everything okay? Because I noticed you're always did something, trying to be so professional about it, because I was already really pissed off. I just noticed that you've been saying things about my siblings, and I just want to know, did something happen? Is there something I'm not aware of? And oh my god, I got this was a whole pages of paragraphs. Clearly this was a lot of stuff that was built up, and it was just kind of it was immature. And I'm like, okay, well, kind of just squashed it, didn't really want to get into it. And then it gets even worse. So I made a costume for this person, I was attending this pop-up, and I made a costume for this person's dog. This person, her dog won third place, and the lady who was coordinating the event, we're like really like we're cool, you know, like she's in my circle. When she has pop-ups, she lets me know, and she knew that I had made the costume for this person. And so she wins third place, and they ask her, oh, and we hear that your costume is handmade. Do you want to tell us by who? And the level of pettiness didn't even say, yeah, it's custom made. That's all this person had to say. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I did my part. I apologize, which I shouldn't have, because this person was already bad mouthing my sister. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, at that point, I'm like, I'm almost 30. I don't need this. I don't have the time for this. I am not in high school. So I was like, okay, at that point I left it alone. And then this is where the downfall of things started occurring in my store. I won't say downfall. Let's just say negative things started occurring. So you guys know I always have happy hour in my store, and I've done it since I was open. I've been open since 2019, and I've always had happy hour in my store. Never ever had issues. Never. I am in network with the mayor, so he was even like, it's okay, like, you're fine. Never had issues. So I was getting ready for my annual happy hour, and exactly at 12 on the dot, 12 on the dot, the city shows up. And I'm like, that's weird. And the guy wanted to fine me. And I'm like, hold on. I was like, wait. I've done this like 3-4 years in a row. I've never had any issues. Why, like, did someone call? And he's like, someone called anonymously. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think honestly what saved my butt was that I told the city, well, their code enforcement, told him, I was like, well, I talked to Alex and he didn't say I needed a permit or anything. And he's like, Alex? And I'm like, yeah, Alex. He's like, you mean Alex the mayor? And I'm like, yeah, Alex Vargas, our mayor. And I honestly think that's what saved me, because if I don't want to know how much this ticket was, but I got out of it. So the guy was kind of like, okay, you know, kind of laid off a bit. He's like, okay, just do me a favor, get these vendors off the street, the sidewalk, and you'll be fine. And that honestly was just kind of a bummer, because you went from having these vendors in the front where they were seen, where they were selling, to the back in the parking lot where they were not seen. So, I mean, still was a pretty good turnout, but I kind of felt bad for the vendors. And so that was one. This is probably the worst. And like I said, like this one, I really wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it, but a lot of you guys are kind of speculating like what's going on. So I think this one really takes the cherry. I had stepped out. I was here at my store. I had stepped out for lunch, and my sister calls me very frantic. She's like, where are you? Are you on your way? And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh, counterfeit Louis Vuitton is here. And I'm like, what? Literally, my heart went to my ass. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, there's a whole thing. Anyways, okay, whatever. I was not around, so I spoke to the guy on the phone, and he's like, oh yeah, we received an anonymous phone call that you were selling counterfeit Louis Vuitton merchandise. And I'm like, this is not a coincidence. It's not. And so they were getting ready to fine my ass. If I didn't comply, I was gonna go to prison, which, let's be honest, I could never survive in prison. There is no way. Like, there's just no way. Let's be honest. Hell no. I was like, okay, so you know what? I had to get rid of it. He took it. I had to write something up saying that I removed it. I had to give him a number count, took it off the website, took it off. He took all the items with him. Because it was either he took the items, I surrendered the items. It was cease and desist. So it was either he took it, or I was gonna be fighting Louis Vuitton in court. Which, let's be honest, I don't got that kind of power. So I just decided to give up the items. And the guy even felt bad himself. He actually ended up giving me his business card. He's like, look, I feel really bad. I can tell you're a small business owner. This is not even a big bust. And I was like, is there any way you can like tell me like who it was? And I think because he felt so bad, he kind of, obviously he couldn't give me a name, but he was like, it was someone I knew, was pretty much was what he said. So that happened. And then literally right after that, I got sick. So I had to have my appendix removed. But aside from having my appendix removed, it was, I had another, it was like 2 surgeries in one. So I was at work and I started feeling really bad pain on my, where my appendix was at. So I was like, okay, I need to go to the ER. Was waiting for like about, damn, I need to pluck my eyebrows. Like I said, I've been a hermit lately. Went to the ER, waited 6 hours. They wanted to send me home at first because they're like, we don't see anything. They were literally just drugging me up on morphine. And I'm like, okay, you guys are just giving me morphine. It's gonna wear off. I'm not gonna come back and wait another 6 hours. Literally had to force them to see what was going on. So they stuck a body camera in my stomach. This is the funny part. They stuck a body cam in my tummy, and they were like, you know, look, I know I am not the skinniest. I don't consider myself obese. Kind of, you know, in the middle. And the guy was just like, oh, we had to remove you guys have bread and you guys don't be mean. He said we had to remove 2 inches of fat because it was blocking the blood flow, which was causing the sharp pain, because every time I would inhale it would hurt. So they did that, and then since they were already in there, they ended up taking my appendix out anyway. So they wanted to put me out for a month, and I'm like, no. Those the 2.5 weeks were probably the most depressing because I couldn't really do anything on my own. I couldn't get up out of bed without like being in really horrible pain. If I was sitting up and had to get up, that hurt. It was just horrible. Like I couldn't wait to get back to work. So that's where I've kind of been at right now, which is, I know why a lot of you guys were asking like what was going on, and some of you were actually like, hey, I noticed you haven't posted so and so, and I'm like, damn, you guys are on top of it. Like you guys are very observant, which is why I felt the need to share this with you guys, because I just didn't want you guys to think like I'm quitting. I am not a quitter, first of all. Like you guys know I hustled. I had to get another job just to hustle here, and it is what it is, and I'm okay with it. I had people tell me, even like at work, I don't like how that looks. Even at work, like people will ask, like, because people look you up, let's be honest. Like I am not there to make friends, but someone ended up finding out I have a store, and this person was like, if you have a store, like if you have a business, like why are you here? And I was just thinking, like, I wanted to tell this girl off. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like it's just like people, how do I even say it? People think you have a business and they automatically think that money is coming out of your ears, and that's just not. It is so much harder to be self-employed than to be employed, because you are talking about not only being really disciplined, but just all around. Like it's harder, but it's very rewarding. Like I wouldn't trade this for anything. I love what I do here. I feel like I've built a really strong relationship with a lot of you guys, and I was so appreciative because when I had a post that I was out, obviously, and a lot of you guys have my personal number, were reaching out, texting me, DMing me like, hey, hope everything's okay, don't worry, get better. Oh, I forgot one thing. We are just spilling all the tea today. So right before I went into surgery, I went into business with someone. This person showed up at my store, saw that there was a sewing machine, and was like, hey, can you make these things for me and I will pay you? And I'm like, okay, cool. I took it as like, hey, more money on the side, like cool, you know? Anyways, said yeah. And then this person ended up getting their car fixed by my dad and decided that it was okay to take the car without paying. And honestly, it just felt very personal to me because it's like, hold on, I'm doing these items for you, and how am I so sure that you're going to be able to pay me? You know, it just kind of made me think, like, that's not how you do business. And so my dad didn't want me to get involved because my dad does not like conflict. Me, on the other hand, I don't either. But hey, if you're going to start pressing my buttons, especially when it comes to my family, I think we can all agree that we're going to do what we can to protect the ones we love. And so I was like, I texted her and I was like, hey, because she kept rushing me. And mind you, I was in the hospital, like I had surgery, like, you know, and she kept like texting me. And then I texted, one day she texted me and I was like almost done recovering. I was like, I should be back, you know, this week and I can get started on your stuff. She kept texting me, well, I need my stuff and I need it right now and I need it today and I need to go pick it up right this second. And I'm like, first of all, I am not there, like I said, and you can come pick it up when I resume business at 10:30 to 6. You can come pick up your stuff. So turns out she only paid my dad half, still owes a remaining balance, and sorry guys, I'm like trying to get ready. Still owes my dad a remaining balance. Took her items, which honestly I'm glad, because I just wanted my shop back. It was a mess in here cutting up those items, and she came, picked up her stuff, and I had thought she had paid my dad because she went back there first, and I'm like, okay, cool, she paid my dad what she owed him. She didn't. It's been maybe like two weeks already and she hasn't paid her balance, and my dad just doesn't want me to get involved. He's like, it's okay. Like, I'm like, no, it's not okay, because that is not how you do business. How, like, I'm not gonna go get my car fixed knowing I don't have money. Like, are you gonna go to Jiffy Lube? Like, it kind of just felt personal, because it's like she knew he was my dad, kind of, you know, trying to almost like taking advantage of like small businesses. But you know what, learning experience. My dad doesn't want me to get involved. Funny, my neighbor friend, he's a business owner too, and he was all like, you know what, I'm not even gonna say it. That's too much. Yeah, so that's kind of where I've been right now, guys. The funny thing is that when I became a business owner, never once did it cross my mind like I would have essentially, I guess, what you would call haters like that. Because I mean, I guess it comes with the territory, but you know, I'm still here. I still have my store, and I'm gonna keep pushing because that's just who I am. So yeah, guys, just thought I'd let you guys know. That was a lot of tea to take in. So today it is raining. I love when it rains and it's cloudy. Just makes my store feel way more cozy. Listen to like horror podcast, and so today I just had to finish a few custom orders, ship some stuff out, and we're good to go. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna finish getting ready because I gotta ship stuff out. Also gonna be creating some stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.